Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this video. We are going to do like a your assumptions about me kind of a video. I asked you on Instagram to give me some assumptions that you had about me, and I'm gonna be chatting about some of them in this video and letting you know whether or not you are right in your assumption about me. If you haven't been here before, if this is your first video here, hello, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty and makeup. Normally I do beauty and makeup related videos, and if you're interested in that, if you want to see someone who's very much in love with color, want to see some more beauty and some more color in your timeline, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. I did get quite a lot of different assumptions, so I'm not going to be able to touch on all of them because there were a lot. So I am not going to be able to touch on all of them, but some of them were a little bit similar, so I tried to pick out the ones that either were a little bit juicy or the ones that I saw a lot of people having. If you're wondering about this makeup look, I'm sorry I didn't film it. Usually I do film my makeup looks, but this one I didn't, but I will link in the description box all the things that I used, and I will try to go through these assumptions, I don't know, one by one-ish, and we can see whether or not you were correct in your assumptions about me. The first one was, you can get so absorbed working that you forget to eat. Yes, 1,000,000% correct. I am the kind of person that will be like, when someone asks, sometimes I'm so busy and I have so many things and I'm just juggling so many things, I'm trying to get stuff done. I am the kind of person, and we'll touch on this later, I love being busy. I love being busy, I love having stuff to do, I love having a full work day. I love being busy just as long as it's not like busy for too long. But sometimes I will get in a mood where I'm like getting stuff done that I forget to eat, and someone will ask me and they're like, what did you have for lunch? I'm like, I don't even know what I had for dinner yesterday. I don't even remember. So that is really a bad habit that I'm having, and sometimes Ricardo would just like put food in front of me. Ricardo's my husband, just to make sure that I'm actually eating. But yeah, I do forget at times, it happens. I also got this one, maybe a bit personal. You have always been considered a weird gal by people around you. I don't, have I? I feel like yes and no. I mean, it depends on who you're talking with. I don't want to fall in the I'm not like other girls trap, but there has been times when it's been really hard for me because I've had such different kind of interests that it's been hard to find people that have the same types of interests as me. So they will always think that it's weird that I love both makeup and gaming, or find it really hard for me to like different aspects of my personality. It's been hard to find someone who's been thinking that it all mixes together, because sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think I am any weirder or more special than anyone out there, and I definitely have found people that I definitely click with that have similar different interests as me. I don't know if I've been seen as that. I don't think so, but maybe people around me would disagree. This one was so interesting because this is so not true. This one is, you don't cry much. Oh bitch. I'm the type of person that I can cry to any kind of movie, listen, I cry every book I read at least once. I am a softie. I'm a softie. I do get teary-eyed at like most movies and most books and like stuff like that. I can watch like kitty videos on YouTube and be like, you're so cute. Like, I might seem like I'm a tough bitch, but I cry a lot. This one was, you have expensive taste. Yes and no. It depends on what. When it comes to certain things, definitely. And a lot of things I will prefer something expensive, but if I can't afford the expensive, I won't complain that I can't afford the expensive. Like when it comes to fashion or when it comes to food especially, I did have something about that here. Let me see if I can get that. I'm the kind of person that if I can choose and if I can afford something more expensive, I will. But I will not complain that I can't afford a more expensive one, even though I might prefer it. And I also will not be the kind of person that would look down on someone that doesn't care about like stuff like that. Where was it? This one. That you're a picky eater. No, I am not. I'm the type of person that will eat anything. Even if I don't like it. Even if it's something that I don't prefer. If it's being served, I'll eat it. There are very few things that actively avoid. There are very few things that I'm like, that's not for me, I don't like it. I'll eat anything, I'll try anything once. I'm definitely the type of person that when I see something in store, or if I'm in a country and I see something that I've never tried, I'm definitely the person that will try anything. I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. There are certain types of things that I have tried and that I'm trying to avoid. Like I don't like eating like intestines and brain and stuff. Like I don't know if you knew, but I've been to chef school. I have tasted and tried some things that people might think are weird, like intestines and like frog and stuff, like snails, because it's part of like the culinary experience. But I don't like it really, and I'll avoid it. But if that's the only thing that's offered and I'm hungry, I'll eat. I'm not that person. I will never complain about something that's offered to me. I'll eat it, but at the same time, the level at where I'm like, this is acceptable, and then it's just a thin layer on top where I'm like, this is really good. So maybe I'm a picky eater when it comes to the level of things that I will say, this is good, this is good. But the level of like, I am accepting this is nice, I'm not complaining, that is most food, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm fine with most food. This one was so interesting because it could not be farther from the truth. You're well known in your town. No, no one knows who I am. Nobody knows who I am. Like, why would they? I don't even think like in Sweden as a big, like sometimes people would be like, oh, I think I watched your channel, but it's very rare. It's very rare that people know who I am in Sweden or in this town. Nobody. Listen, nobody. This one is, you don't care what people think about you. Yes, 1,000,000%. I do not care what people think about me. I mean, I used to. I think I think most people go through a period in their time when they're younger and they're like growing into the adult version of themselves, when you get a little bit insecure about the changes that you're having with yourself and your personality, because I mean, I did, but right now I don't really care what people think about me, like at all. I think my husband is trying to feed the dog and trying to feed the dog quietly, so I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back so he doesn't have to like sneak around his own house. Okay, let's go. Let's get on with the show. This assumption is that you put on a happy, outgoing attitude in videos, but you're super mellow IRL. No. I would say not the opposite, but I would say that I'm probably more toned down and professional in videos, and I can be pretty wacky in real life and pretty loud. I can be pretty loud and pretty chatty, and like some people say that they're like, I'm so annoyed that you're doing those stupid faces, like you're like, then I'm like putting on an act for YouTube, but I do way more of those stupid faces in real life than I do on like in videos. I can be pretty mellow as well. Like everyone has their ups and downs, but I feel like what I'm giving you in these YouTube videos is, of course, a positive version of myself. Like I don't film videos if I'm in a bad mood, but I'm also not giving you the super kooky, like loud and almost obnoxious side of myself. I'm not giving you that. And of course, when I wake up early in the morning, I'm a little bit more mellow. Some videos that I film, when I film like a full day wear test, I film them early in the morning, and I get people asking me if I'm sad. I'm not sad, I'm just newly awakened. Give me my coffee. So no, I don't think that is true. This assumption is true though. You're very organized. Yes, I am an organized bitch. I love organizing, planning, making lists, and most importantly, I love following through. Some people do lists, some people do plans, and then they don't follow through. I am a doer, I'm a planner, and I'm a doer. I get shit done. That's who I am, and I love being that way, but I love being organized. And I'm also, I don't think I copied that one, but someone said that I am like naturally messy. No, I am not naturally messy. I'm actually a pretty tidy person, and I like having things organized around me. Right now, my beauty room is a mess, and the reason why I'm not fixing it is because we are in the process of moving, slowly but surely. I will talk more about that when I know, and that's why I'm not fixing this mess of a beauty room. I'm just letting it live its best life being this mess, but I don't love this. I don't love having the mess that's in my beauty room right now, but I'm not making big changes in an apartment that I'm about to leave. So I am very organized as a person, and I'm also pretty tidy as a person. Like I don't like having a mess around me. This assumption is you didn't like makeup when you were younger. Not true. I've always loved makeup. I used to steal my mom's makeup and use it all the time, so I've always loved makeup. This one is you had a boob job and a nose job done. I mean, yeah, I've had a boob job. I did a video. I have a video basically, like it's like named I had a boob job. If you look at my channel, it's one of the Get Ready With Me's on my channel. I did have a boob job and I explained why. Short story, long story short, I've always, not always, but since, what would you call it, since puberty, I've had larger boobs. I always had that. And with age, of course, they didn't have the shape that I wanted them to have. So I had some extra money that I had saved for traveling. We all know that didn't happen. So instead, I just turned back time on my boobs and restored them to their former glory. So I didn't really change the size of my boobs. I just like turned back the time on them, if we're gonna be honest. Nose job, I don't understand how anyone would think that this is the nose I would choose. Like if I had a nose job and if I paid thousands and thousands of dollars, I wouldn't pick this. Like this isn't the nose I'd pick. Like it's long and it's like, I mean, I don't hate my nose, but it's definitely not like, listen, if this was a nose job, this would be a botched nose job. I have nothing against getting surgery. Obviously, I had my boobs done, but I've not had a nose job. And I've not, someone said I had eyelid surgery because they could see my scar. Listen, I bumped my head in my bed when I was younger and I like split my brow open. Listen, again, if I had eyelid surgery, this isn't what I'd pick. And this isn't the nose I'd pick. I would never get a nose job though, because I look very much like my mom. We're almost identical to like the features, and I look like she looked when she was younger, and she's very much starting to look like my grandma, which is lovely. Like I think all three of us have been beautiful in all stages of our lives, and we're very similar to each other. The only thing though that I don't have is my mom's nose. I have my dad's nose, and my dad passed away from lung cancer due to smoking, what is it now, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. During the time I had my YouTube channel, I didn't really talk about it then though, because it was a bit of a touchy subject. But I have my dad's nose, and my dad died poor, deeply in debt, so I had to sell everything he owned to be able to afford his funeral. This is basically what I have left from my dad, the nose. I'm not getting rid of this. Listen, I have my dad's nose and I'm keeping it. It's not the nose I'd pick if I could pick a nose for myself, but it's mine and I'm keeping it. The next one is you eat really healthy all the time. I also had one that was like you exercise every day. No, I try, but I am the worst. I eat so much sugar and so much candy and so much ice cream, but I try to be better, but I'm not always succeeding. I will say though that I love healthy food. I love the taste of vegetables. I love the taste of like salads. I love healthy food. I also love unhealthy food, and it's somehow easier to get a hold of. Isn't that weird? It's easier to get a hold of and it's cheaper. It's so unfair, but no, I do not eat healthy all the time. This one was you don't smoke. Yes, I don't smoke. I've never smoked. My dad used to smoke and he got lung cancer. My grandfather died from lung cancer. I've never smoked. I've tried once, but I didn't like it. Was like what when kids try, but didn't like it. Wasn't cool enough to smoke, and no, I never liked that my dad smoked. Even when I was a kid, I didn't like that my dad smoked. So for me, that was so important. So it was never an option that I would smoke because I disliked that my dad smoked so much. This one is interesting. I got so many similar ones to this one. Like 20 probably. You don't want kids. And I actively don't want kids, but it's not my goal in life. It's not my mission in life to have kids. Both me and my husband are like probably not getting kids. We're not dying to have kids. If we end up getting pregnant, even though we're not planning it and even though we're definitely not trying, if that happens, or we through some, I don't know, whatever happens, I don't know how people get kids these days. If we end up being pregnant or if we end up having kids, I don't know. It's not a mission, but it's not the end of the world. Should I become pregnant? I'm keeping the kid. Of course, I'd be a kick-ass mom, but I'm not dying to be a mom. I don't really want to be a mom. And if I never get to be a mom, you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's where we are. It doesn't have to be your mission in life as a woman to have kids. If you don't want kids, that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. It's 2021. There is enough people on this earth already. The best thing you can do for the environment actually is not having kids. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine, honestly. You have lost friends over the anti-wax cult. No, do I even know people that are not vaccinated? Maybe some that have been like for medical reasons not vaccinated. Okay, let me put it like this. I would say no. On top of my head, I would say no. I think everyone that we know are either pursuing a career in science or have at some point, like, people that know that vaccines are actually good. I don't know how to explain better. And if we do have friends around us that are anti-vaxxers, they're at least smart enough that they're not letting me and Ricardo know, because they know that we would be like, I would look at someone differently. If I had a friend that was like, yeah, I'm not getting vaccinated because I don't think it's safe, they probably know that I would rethink our friendship. Like, I would see them in a different light. So if we do have anti-vaxxers around us, at least they're smart enough to not let us know. So I would say off the top of my head, I would say no, but who knows in this day and age? I hope not. You don't believe in zodiac signs or birth charts. No, I don't believe in it at all. Like, and I'm not saying that if you believe in this, that you're stupid or that you should like rethink, like, no. If this makes sense to you, if it makes sense to you and if it gives your life purpose and if you feel like this is something for you, go right ahead. But for me, I don't see, maybe I'm looking at this like scientifically, but it's, for me, it's so obvious that it's just not how stuff works. And I know that is like, maybe I don't want to come off rude or like just like blowing stuff off, but for me it's so obvious that it's just not a thing. But again, I know that I'm not sitting here with all the answers in the universe. Like, I don't know everything, but no, I don't believe in it and I never have. And that's just it. That's just it. You have a lot of money. If you had shown my bank account to me when I was 19, I would have said like, bitch, you're rich. But if you would have shown my bank account to me as a grown-up, like before I made any extra money from YouTube, I would have been like, oh, that person is doing okay, but not rich. That's what I would say. Like, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm not rich. I'm not out here buying Lamborghinis and collecting Gucci bags or like buying a new house in every European country. That's not me, but I'm not poor. I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. I'm not gonna be the person that's like, oh, I'm like average, I'm like middle class. I'm probably above that at the point where I'm at right now. But I mean, we are two adults that are doing fine for ourselves, like financially. Like, my husband does have a PhD, he's waiting to start his postdoc employment, but it's like, we don't have kids, we don't have any mortgages, we don't have any loans, we do have income, we're two adults, like, we're doing fine. But I'm not like rolling around in money, definitely not. This one was interesting. You're starting to consider YouTube as your full-time permanent career as long as it still provides. No. First of all, I never thought that I would do YouTube as full-time in any way, shape or form, but I'm very happy that I am, because of course during this panini it's been pretty convenient to not go into the office. I quit my full-time job to do this while we were moving. Not even to have it as a career, but more like I was more gonna take a step back and not be the provider. Like, Ricardo was gonna be the provider and I was gonna take a step back and just, I'm gonna be honest, chill for a little bit. I mean, of course the panini changed all of that, and now I'm gonna be honest, I am more the main provider in the family because he's not able to start his postdoc position right quite yet. But as soon as he does, I'm taking a step back. I'm taking a step back. I'm considering going back to school. I do not see this as my full-time career, but I would also say, like, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this, and as long as I'm having fun, I'm gonna continue to do it. If I stop having fun, or if I stop like feeling like it's worth it, like the time I put in and the money that I get back. If I'm not able to pay my rent, I'll just, like, I still have a degree in science. Like, I can still go back to work. I would love to work in the beauty community as another part of the beauty community. I would love to work for a brand or something like that in the future. That would be so much fun. So this is definitely not, this is not the end station. This is a part of the journey, and I am very much well aware of this is part of the destination. It's not the end goal. You enjoy your alone time. Yes. Yes, very much. I also got this one. IRL, you're extrovert and honest friend with a salty humor. I am not an extrovert. I do have a salty sense of humor, definitely. I get a lot of like, you're an extrovert, you're an introvert. I got a lot of things like that. I am the kind of person that needs to spend time with people, but I also need to be alone. I get energy from being with people, but at the point it tips the scale and then I just get tired and I need to be alone. And then I get so much energy from being alone, but then it tips over again and I just get tired and unmotivated. And so I need a balance. I definitely need a balance, but I am not the type of person that gets stressed out from being alone. Listen, my idea of a perfect weekend is just me and the pets here at home playing World of Warcraft, just being by myself eating microwave dinner for 2 nights. That's perfect. But it's also me and Ricardo spending an entire weekend with friends, or me traveling, meeting friends, or going to like, I love all of it, but I can't have too much of all of it. I can't have too much of all of it. Someone asked if I was shy. Did we all do that? I'm not shy. I'm not shy at all. But I'm also not, so extrovert that I can just live my life in amongst people all the time. This one was interesting. You will do a lip filler soon. No, I'm not planning to do a lip filler. I'm not against, like I said, I'm not against surgery or fillers or anything like that. I don't see myself doing lip fillers. And the main reason why I don't see myself doing that is because I don't really like the look of a visible lip filler. I do think that doing lip fillers to, again, like the older you get, I'm 37, the older you get, you lose like volume and you lose like the plumpness of your skin and also your lips. I could totally see myself, again, traveling back in time and filling my lips if I feel like they're losing volume, but I don't, it's not for me, the visible filled lips, it's not like what I consider something that I would like to have for myself. I'm not saying that it's ugly on others or I think it's stupid, I'm just saying for me, it's not the journey that I'm on. This is fun because this got me giggling. This is that you're blunt. If you don't like something, you're just gonna say it as you feel. Yes, oh my god, this has gotten me in so much trouble. Even as like now working as an influencer, I've actually had to, like, sometimes I write a mail and I will be the person that's like, no, this is stupid, I don't want to do this. And then I will have to be like, write a mail just afterwards, like, oh, I'm so sorry, that came out too blunt, I'm really a nice person. And just 3 smileys. So yeah, sometimes I just say it as it is. And that can come off a little bit blunt, and I know that that has definitely gotten me in trouble with people, especially people that can really soak in every word you say and they get offended even though I didn't mean anything like that. So yes, that I'm very blunt and it has definitely gotten me into trouble. This one was interesting because it's you're biased about your favorite brands. Yes and no. I am biased about my favorite brands in the aspect that am more likely to try something from my favorite brands that are not my typical aesthetics. Like if my favorite brand releases a product that I'm normally not interested in, like a mascara or a neutral eyeshadow palette or something that I'm not that intrigued in trying it, I'm more biased or more probable to try that from a favorite brand than I am trying a mascara for the first time from a brand I've never tried, or buying a mascara from a brand that I'm not like super in love with. But when it comes to reviews, I am very much not biased. Like if I try something for a favorite brand and I don't like it, I mean, you can just look back at my reviews, I will say it like it is. Again, bit blunt, has gotten me into trouble. But when it comes to trying stuff, I am a bit biased because I am more likely to try something, even though it's not my aesthetics, if I think I'm gonna enjoy it. Like if one of my favorite brands releases a neutral eyeshadow, it's more likely that I'm gonna try it than I would if a brand that's not my favorite releases a neutral eyeshadow, because it's like, oh, I probably will enjoy it. I hope this makes sense. I assume you're not a pushover and also think you're quite ambitious. True. I don't know about ambitious. I think I'm not 100% sure about like the true meaning of it, but I know what I want and I go for it. I'm definitely not a push. I'm like, no. You can't tell me what to do, and you cannot like. I'm not the kind of person that would just fall over and be like, okay, we'll do what you want. No, if I want something and if I truly believe in something, no, you can't change my mind like that, and I will not go in a different direction if I think it's the wrong direction. Ambitious, yes and no. I know some people are like, I'm gonna build an empire, I'm gonna be a millionaire. That is not me. I just want to enjoy life. I just want to make enough money to pay rent, and my dream is to listen, this is far in the future. My dream is when I retire, me and Ricardo, when we retire, I would love to have saved up enough money to buy a vacation home in the Mediterranean, because I love the Mediterranean. That's not very ambitious. I know that I'm not trying to build an empire, so I don't think I'm super ambitious, but like I said before, I'm a doer. I plan and I execute, but I don't have like grand plans of like world domination. That's not me. You don't want to work a normal job again and continue doing YouTube full-time. Yeah, I already answered that. I would definitely at some point in the future go back to working a normal job. This is not what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. You're someone who is equally happy and satisfied both when you're alone with friends. Yes, this is the one that I meant. Yes, this is definitely me. I love being with friends, but I also love being alone. I love being in big groups or small groups. I love all of it. I would say I'm pretty easygoing. Like, hand me a situation or put me in an environment and I will make do. I'm not a person who complains a lot. Maybe is that the definition of easygoing? I don't know, but I'm pretty easygoing. That your husband is very shy and that's why he's so quiet in videos. No, that is so funny, because actually out of the two of us, Ricardo is the extrovert. He is so good at talking with new people. He's always chatting with new people, making friends. He's the one when we're out traveling, all of a sudden he's like discussing something with people at the table next to us in the restaurant. Like, he is very much the social person in our relationship, and I'm not shy. He just doesn't love the camera. He just doesn't love the camera. He doesn't like being on videos, and he doesn't like being on pictures. That's why I try to keep him as little as possible in my vlogs, because I don't want to make him uncomfortable, and I also don't want to give you, which I apparently already have, give you a view of him that's not correct, because he is such a chatterbox, but you just can't tell in the videos. You seem to be hyperactive and find it hard to stop doing things and chill out. I feel so attacked right now. Yes, that is 100% true. That is one of my worst habits, is that I double and multitask all the time. I cannot seem to just do one thing, and that is why I love going to the movies so much. I love going to the movies, and then people will be like, oh, I just love being at home. And no, I can't do that, because if I'm at home watching movies, I'm updating my Instagram, I'm answering comments, too many things are going on at the same time. I just can't focus. But at the movies, you can't pick up your phone, you can't leave, you are stuck there. During the time of the movie, all you can do, sit there and watch the movie. And that's the main reason why I love going to the movies, because it's the only time where I am actively prevented from multitasking. All I can do is watch the movie, and that is true relaxation for me, because I can't help myself. And I do sometimes bring on, even though, like I said in the beginning, I love being busy, I love having stuff to do, but sometimes I bring on too much and I get like, I get overwhelmed because it's just so many things. I'm like, hey, I'll finish soon. I'm like, oh, like panicking. So yeah, I have a hard time saying no to stuff that I want to do. I have no problem saying no to stuff that I don't want to do. I'm like, nope. But if it's stuff I want to do, even though I know I'm busy, I do have a hard time saying no to that. The full-time influencer hustle is harder than you expected. No. The only thing that's different, and it's not about doing it full-time, it's more about like, the more you grow, the more subscribers you have, the more mails you get. I don't know if I've talked about this before on my channel, but I did join a management team. So I do have a management team that deals with my mails. And it's been a lifesaver, because I get hundreds of mails, and I had a hard time going through them, answering, going back and forth, and then it ends up being nothing. that is the thing that takes so much more time than people like understand if you haven't been doing this, that the more you grow, the amount of males you get grow exponentially. So I'm so happy to have a management team that deals with my incoming males, and then they get in touch with me when it's something that's actually important, or something that's actually not spam, or something that's actually an opportunity, or a brand that's not just, you know, like, oh my god, there's so many things like that. So that has been a time saver. And I will say that when I started growing like 90, 100,000, the males really start coming in, and I'm really happy to have a team that's dealing with that, because yeah, that's been a real time saver. So I wouldn't say like this whole time, nothing really changed with full time. The only thing that changed is that I'm doing more videos. But other than that, not much has changed, because I've only been doing this full time for years. So I don't think it's harder than I expected, but it's really nice to have someone helping with the males. You are a vegetarian. No, I'm not a vegetarian. Me and my husband do avoid a lot of meat though. We try to actively choose vegetarian and vegan recipes. We do eat like some meat now and then. Like I said, we're not actively choosing a vegetarian lifestyle. We would say we're flexitarians, and it's not for any other reason than we're not that fond of meat, unless it's like, I don't feel like you need meat to have a good meal. Let's just put it like that. And also like cutting out meat of your diet, it's one of the best things you can do for the environment. So we're doing it mostly for environmental reasons. Is that it? I think that was it. Oh my god, let me see if I have any new ones that come in while I'm filming this, because it's actually active right now. Let me see. Someone said, I assume you are very tall, maybe 5'9" or 5'10". I have no idea what that is, but I can tell you already I'm not very tall. I am 167 centimeters, so it's 1 meter and 67 centimeters, which is average in Sweden. It's average, but I do know that Swedes, if you put them on it, like, if you compare different countries, I do know that Sweden has a pretty tall population, but I'm very average. This one was fun. I think you're sometimes a bit of a diva. No, I would say the opposite. Like I said, I'm pretty easygoing. I don't complain. That was actually one of the reasons back when I was working as a model. It's probably one of the reasons that I got booked so much. I was never the prettiest girl, I was never the one with the best body, but I was reliable and I didn't complain, and I showed up on time, and I was not a diva. So I would say no to that, but I am sure that there is someone out there that doesn't agree with that, because sometimes you're not always the person, like people don't always see you as the person that you think you are. So hopefully people don't see me as a diva, but who knows at this point. Let me know if you would like me to do something like this in the future. It's always really nice to see what people think about you. And I will also say there was a lot of really sweet ones, like just complimenting me. Thank you so much. Really boosting my confidence. So thank you so much if you just left like a compliment during these assumptions. It's very much appreciated. I am not above getting compliments, so thank you so much for that. Don't forget to subscribe as well, because I will have a video again very soon. Bye!